Good evening and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Board of Education. This meeting is called to order at 4 p.m. in open session. Roll call, please.
Student Member Chabike, Ms. Armstrong,
Present.
Ms. Cintron,
Present.
Mr. Critchfield, Mrs. Garza, Ms. Stewart.
Present. Tonight we do not have requests addressing closed session agenda items. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? All right. At this time, the board will recess to closed session. Open session will resume at approximately 6 p.m. Welcome back, everyone. Tonight's meeting of the Board of Education was called to order at 4 o'clock in open session, and then we adjourned to closed session, and we'll reconvene in open session at 6:01 p.m. Board Clerk Critchfield will update us on closed session topics.
Thank you, Madam President. The topics discussed in closed session were anticipated litigation, labor negotiations, and public employee discipline dismissal release. The board took no action in closed session.
Thank you. All right, tonight for our Pledge of Allegiance, and we're going to also bring them back for our student spotlight, we have BHS Senior Jason Harris II. Thank you for being here so much. Appreciate it. You can hit the, if you push the little button right here, it'll go green. There you go.
Okay. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated.
Thank you so much. Tonight we do not have replacement pages. Dr. Simon, do we have any amendments to the agenda?
We do not, Board President Stewart.
Thank you. All right, so we are going to go back to our student spotlight. So again, tonight we will be recognizing Bellflower High School senior Jason Harris II. And so, reading?
Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren Conte, a high school counselor at Bellflower High School. On behalf of the counseling department, it is a great pleasure to present Jason Harris as Bellflower High School's Spotlight Student of the Year. I've had the privilege of knowing Jason for the past 6 years. From the very beginning, he stood out as a remarkable young man. I still remember how outgoing and confident he was with introducing himself, setting the tone as an ambitious and dedicated student. Jason has been planning his future with intention and maturity since the 9th grade, an uncommon trait in underclassmen. I would describe Jason as flexible, helpful, patient, and scholarly. His leadership skills are particularly impressive. Jason is a student with high aspirations, resilience, and a genuine eagerness to succeed. I am confident that he will continue to excel beyond our walls, and I wish him every success as he takes on the bright future ahead.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Jason Harris II, and I am currently a senior at Bellflower High School. A little bit about my upbringing. I was born in Bellflower, California, but I did not attend elementary school. I went to Ambler Avenue Elementary in Carson, California. And now that I am in high school, I've been at Bellflower all 4 years with an additional 2 years of middle school with 7th and 8th grade. And as far as sports, I played basketball, football, and baseball. I probably would have played hockey too, but it wasn't really here in Southern California. But I do love sports 100%. A few fun facts about me. My favorite NFL team is the San Francisco 49ers. Yep. Thank you. Thank you. We could be 0-17, and I would still be a fan wholeheartedly. I've been to a hockey, baseball, football, and basketball game before, so that kind of illustrates how much of a sports fan I am. And a week from today, I'll be performing in my first play. High school musical. I will be Chad. I will be starring as Chad. I never thought I would be doing it, but, I take on a lot of challenges, so it'll be worth it. I've been to Disney World before with my cousin, my sister, and my 2 grandparents over there. And last basketball season versus Downey, I hit the game winner to secure first place in league. It was mid-league, but we were able to withstand it for the whole season and ended up winning league for the first time since 1978. A few of my accomplishments: I am a mentor at Bellflower for the middle schoolers who may need help or guidance towards the right direction. I've been doing this since the 10th grade, so this would be my third year doing this. And as stated, I helped my team win league for the first time since '78. And as far as my college acceptances, probably a month and a half ago, I got into Arizona State University, the business school. And funny enough, yesterday around like 3:30 p.m., I opened the mail and found out I got into LSU as well. So, yeah, thank you. I wouldn't say I was surprised because I do believe in myself, but I wasn't expecting to get accepted literally yesterday, so that was great to see. Throughout high school, I've been able to maintain a 4.0 GPA as well. And although, thank you. And as far as my character, I guess it isn't an award or anything of that sort, but I do take pride in my character. I feel like a lot of people gravitate to the type of person that I am and the personality that I have, so I do view that as an accomplishment too. Yeah. And kind of the same situation with these next three. It's not necessarily a certificate, but I do view it as an accomplishment. These past 2 summers, so last year during summer I went to a USC camp, and this year during summer I went to a UCLA camp where I learned about, the basics of coding and engineering. And for this year at the UCLA camp, I was able to stay 1 week on campus where I was able to meet a whole bunch of different people from around the world, actually, who I still talk to this day. So I do enjoy that. My supporting cast right here to the right of me, this wasn't my choice to be born into what I am, but I'm very thankful that I was there, supporting me throughout anything. They love me, they care for me, and I know I could be going through anything and they'll support me, so I do take pride in that. And last but certainly not least, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I feel like any accomplishment, every characteristic I have, whether it's, my athleticism, my smarts, my personality, anything of that sort, I thank God for it because without him, I'm nothing. So, yeah, 100%. Thank you. And also, I do want to add something. It might not be on the presentation right now. Hopefully, this doesn't come off as a little bit of selfishness because, like I said, I do like my family, my friends, my mentors, everybody that supported me. They set the boundaries for me, the guidelines. But I feel like everybody also should, appreciate themselves too, because where you guys have gotten to, you wouldn't have got there without your strength, your dedication. And I feel like everybody should thank themselves. So I do also appreciate what I've been able to do in order to get where I'm at. And as far as my activities at school, I'm in APEX, also known as the Academic Program of Excellence, which is for students who have high aspirations for themselves, whether it may be being a CEO or anything of that sort. So I'm in APEX, Young Black Scholars, also known as YBS. I'm the secretary for them, which is a safe haven for the black and brown students at my school. For the basketball team this year, I am a varsity team captain. This is my first time being a team captain for basketball. And when I did play football, I was the team captain for football as well. And as stated before, I'm a mentor for the mentorship program at my school. Mr. Flores behind me, he leads that. And last but not least, I've been selected for the Student Spotlight. This took a lot of preparation. I made the slide presentation, so I did decide to add that as well. My plans after high school, so far I'm doing pretty well. I've gotten to Arizona State and LSU as far as the top choices. But in addition to that, I hope I'm able to get into North Carolina A&T, UC Irvine, UC Riverside, Clark Atlanta, and USC. Those are my top choices, so if I'm able to get into any more of those, I would be thankful. And once I do go to college, I plan to major in either business information systems or business analytics. And what I would like to do with that, once I gain my bachelor's in whatever choice, so for example, if I get my bachelor's in business information systems, I would like to get my master's in business analytics so I can tie the two together. Makes my resume stronger. I have more knowledge within that field. So that's why I would do that. And then during college, I plan to and will participate in internships to strengthen my resume. And after I graduate, if it's business focused, I feel like one of my starting jobs would be either an operations manager, or if it's technology focused, it would be like a data scientist. So that's kind of the vision I have right now. But things could change. And my reasoning for picking those careers was due to the fact that me attending the USC and the UCLA camp, my interest in technology could continue to grow. And as far as business, I always was fascinated about how businesses work. It's been a prestigious major within school, so I've always had an interest in that. And once I do have my bachelor's, my master's, I feel like my top career choice would either to be a chief technology officer, so for a very big business, or start my own business. And I know a lot of people do say that they would like to start their business but never have a concept of what their business would be. I have thought about it for a very good while right now. I feel like I would like to tie with the healthcare industry to help people reach their goals, whether it's their physical goals, whether like say they want to lose weight or anything of that sort, how they would do it, where they can do it at. And I've expanded on the topic a little bit more on my notes app, but I wouldn't get into all of it right now. And finally, besides all the academics, I feel like I envision a family where the love, the bond, and the connection is so strong to the point where I feel like we could talk about anything. As far as my personal life, I envision a life of happiness and where I could help anybody in need, but more specifically, I envision a life of peace. There's a lot of issues that do go on within the world, and I feel like it's too many to the point where I feel like you need to focus about all of it. So peace would definitely be my main focus for my personal life once I get older. And as I said, I'm a very big sports fan, so I feel like it was only right if I picked the greatest hockey player of all time, Wayne Gretzky. And the quote says, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." And I feel like the reason that quote stuck with me as much as it does is, as it states, you can't succeed without taking that leap of faith forward. It's like, for example, on McNabb Street, you see LeBron James walking down the street. You might want to take a picture with him. You're never going to get that picture if you don't ask. So that's a funny example, but it's very serious to the point where I feel like you do need to take that leap of faith so you can accomplish what you want to. That was the end. Does anybody have any questions for me?
I'm very invested. I went to Bellflower and I was an athlete, so we need Jessica to let us know where you go, because I want to know where you go. Please come back and tell us where you decide to go to college, because I would love to see that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Any more?
My only other question, too, is will you take a picture with us? Can we get your family?
Oh,
up there to take a
100%.
picture?
Yes. Yes,
Yes, please.
Yeah. Here is my father. Here is my grandfather. That's my godmother over there. And last but not least, that's my mother standing right there.
So next we'll begin with recognitions, and thank you again. That was very beautiful. So at this time, our board is coming back down from the dais for the recognitions, and now I'm going to ask Ms. Bonnie Carter to assist us with recognitions this evening.
This evening, the Board of Education is pleased to recognize athletes and teams from our district who earned the distinction of Mid-Cities League champions during the fall sports season. Students and staff, please come forward as I call your names and remain for a picture. Representing girls tennis from Mayfair High School, Coach Chris Tran, please come forward. Receiving recognition from the Board of Education for earning the Suburban Valley Conference Singles Championship for the second consecutive year, back-to-back titles, is Daylana Lee. Give her a round of applause. This season, Daylana went 29-7 overall and 23-1 in league play. Over the last 2 seasons, she has compiled 65 wins and an outstanding 44-1 league record. On top of that, she's ranked 12th in her class with a 4.5 academic GPA. Let's give her a round of applause. Congratulations both to Daylana and Coach Tran. Is there anyone that you would like to thank in the audience tonight?
I'd like to thank my parents for coming here and supporting me tonight and for supporting my tennis career throughout all my years in high school.
Very nice. Another round of applause. And thank you, Coach Tran, for your dedication. Appreciate it. Next, representing Bellflower High School girls golf, Coach Jay Shu, please come forward.
All right, Jay.
Receiving recognition from the Board of Education for earning the title of Mid-Cities Individual League Champion is Abigail Mikado. As team captain, she led the way, averaging 47 strokes per 9-hole match and earned the league champion title. Abigail, is there anyone you would like to thank tonight? If we could please have Abigail and Coach Shu please remain as we continue with recognitions. Overall, the Bellflower High School varsity girls golf team had an outstanding season this year. Through 8 league matches, the team remained undefeated. Demonstrating exceptional skill, dedication, and teamwork. The Board of Education would also like to recognize the Bellflower High School girls golf team for earning first place in the Mid-Cities League. As I call your name, come forward, please. Nathania Aguirre. I want to hear their name. Nathania Aguirre. Michelle Ajiri. Valeria Carrillo. Rola Ekaladias. Abigail Machado. Margie Hernandez Mejia. Hennessy Gonzalez Catiro. Angeli Posadas Ramirez. And Isabella Saucedo. Another round of applause. Ladies, is there anybody in the audience that you'd like to recognize tonight? Congratulations, everybody. And thank you, Coach Shu. And that's the end of tonight's recognitions.
Thank you again, and congratulations to you all. All right, we're going to move on to our student representative reports, and we're going to start with Mayfair tonight with Mr. Gil Friedman. Thank you again.
Good evening, Superintendent Dr. Simon, Board President, Ms. Stewart, board members and district colleagues. This is Mayfair's November Board Report. So on the 17th, we had our homecoming assembly, which was super fun. We played a bunch of games, a bunch of crowd games, a bunch of teacher games. I actually got to play the dragon in our skit down there. That was a lot of fun. Our skit was basically Disney themed, and we got to announce all of our princesses and princes of homecoming. And the dance was the next day on the 18th. It was super fun. We lit up the sky, as you can see up there. Red Ribbon Week was from October 27th to the 31st. Middle school ASB actually took charge on this and set up lots of decorations, and counselors and PTSA held games during lunch where students could win prizes, and we all just celebrated living drug-free. The Hispanic Heritage Fiesta and soon Spooktacular was on the 24th. We had lots of performances. We had a live band up there. It was super cool. We had some face paint going on, some booths from different clubs and organizations to raise money and to give out some food and some snacks throughout the night. It was a really fun time. Senior seminar was held that same day. All of our seniors at Mayfair gathered in the gym wearing their class color red, and it was a super sentimental day, sentimental moment where all the seniors just got to say some things that they've been holding in. I heard it got pretty emotional, but it was overall just a great time for them to all bond. Here's some Halloween looks from the 31st at our campus. Some teachers dressed up as 6'7". I'm not sure if y'all know what that is, but I'm sure some of you guys have heard of it. Yeah, pretty silly. Oh, yeah, you know it, Mr. Critchfield. Yo, that's it. I believe we had over 1,000 students get honor roll this year. I could be wrong, but I know we had a ton of students, and that was handed out on Halloween. So congrats to all those students. Super big achievement, and it's nice that they get honored for that because it's some hard work. And our field renovations have begun. Ground was broken on the 1st. We want to say big thanks to everyone and all the support, and we're looking forward to our new field. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, moving on. Bellflower, are you ready? Okay, awesome. We're going to go to Bellflower, and we're going to have, it's Zulema
Yes.
Castro. Thank you for being here and filling in. Short notice, we appreciate you so much.
Thank you for having me. So this is our presentation for November. So first up, we have homecoming. Homecoming this year was actually a huge success. Students had an outdoor venue where they got to enjoy food and the DJ. We also want to congratulate our homecoming queen, Mariah Bondo, and King Sebastian Lewis. And we also like to thank the class of 2028 and their advisors, Ms. Schussler and Mr. Ellis, for their support in making this event possible as they take the lead in planning homecoming. Next up, we have our senior parent information night. This is our first year we actually hosted this event, and it was actually a very huge success. We had over 200 parents and seniors RSVP to learn everything they needed to know for their final semester of high school. Families received information about senior activities, including grad week and price breakdowns, along with financial aid options and Cerritos complete details. Parents also got to learn about the significance of graduation regalia, including the differences between caps and gowns, accords, and tassels. Lastly, our Justin's representatives also walked everyone through how to order these, like everything basically. They even brought samples so that students could try on the sizes and ensure that what they are ordering are actually fit correctly. And it was a productive information night that left our families feeling confident and prepared for the next coming months. Next up, we also have Fall Fest, which was hosted on October 29th. We held it like every year as well. We also welcomed Bellflower students, faculty, families, community members, and local elementary schools to enjoy all the activities, food, games, and our famous haunted house. A huge congratulations to ASB and all the clubs and organizations that participated, as we surpassed our previous records with over 11,000 in ticket sales. It was a lively and memorial evening that brought our school community together in the best way possible. Next up, we had our blood drive and Red Ribbon Week. We had a successful blood drive this month, and we want to extend our thanks to the Red Cross Club on a campus for facilitating this event each year. For Red Ribbon Week, this year for Red Ribbon Week, we teamed up with our amazing PTSA to host a fun-spirited week and lunch events that promoted the drug-free message of Red Ribbon Week for all our students. For Halloween and Dia de los Muertos, our World Language Club put together an incredible celebration for Dia de los Muertos. They decorated the hallways with beautiful ofrendas and even invited our Bellflower students and staffs to make dedications to the loved ones they've lost. Next up, we have our CIF spotlights. As we just honored, we have girls tennis. We want to congratulate our amazing girls tennis team for making it to the third round of the CIF playoffs. They had an amazing season, and we wish them the best of luck next year. Next up, we have football. The Bellflower Buccaneers football team secured a win against Nobles High School last Friday in the first round of CIF playoffs. They entered round 2 this Friday as they played Colton High School at Ron Urey Stadium at 7 p.m. Next on our CIF spotlights, we have girls golf. We want to congratulate our amazing girls golf team for making it to the first round of the CIF playoffs. They had an amazing season, and we wish them all the best of luck next year. For our upcoming events, we have our annual play. This year we got the chance of doing High School Musical. And then we also are hosting a Bellflower, or City of Bellflower, canned food drive. So this year, our ASB and Key Club members are teaming up to collect canned foods for the City of Bellflower and our local families. ASB will be facilitating the collections, and Key Club will be helping with the distributions. And I'm pretty sure. So these are some upcoming events. We have our CATA field trip on the 17th. We also, on the 18th, we have our Cal State Fullerton field trip. And on the 21st, we have our USC field trip. And then lastly, we are all excited for Thanksgiving break. And that is it. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it. All right, from Somerset, we have Jolene Liara.
Good evening, President Stewart, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Simon, and guests. My name is Jolene Liara. I am a senior in ASB. Thank you for the opportunity to share some of the activities happening at Somerset High School. Last month, me and a group of students attended Screamfest at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. We learned about script writing, makeup, acting, and filming. We also got to watch some student-made films and I got to learn special effects makeup, which I used on our Halloween event. Halloween at Somerset was lots of fun. We worked hard to set up a community event on Halloween night, but didn't forget to have fun during the day, welcoming students from the Adult Transition Center and district office staff. This year's Haunted Maze was the largest one yet. It ended up being 3,780 square feet with 250 feet of walking path. Students across the campus worked together to construct and decorate the maze. It's pretty remarkable that the whole thing was built in only 9 days. The art department designed and printed all of the graphics for the maze, and 32 students participated as monsters inside, frightening 200 community guests. Students made their own costumes and did their own makeup, or each other's makeup, which was a great bonding experience. Outside of the maze, we offered 12 student-made carnival games for kids to play to win candy and prizes. It was really fun for everyone who came. The Enrich LA Garden. has made a fun part of the campus for 3 years now. Students learn about sustainable living, nutrition, cooking, and more throughout working in the garden each week in Miss Egan's class. Mr. Guzman has worked to get drones and drone competition fields on campus. Students are in the process of working to construct and program drones with the end goal of playing drone soccer, sort of like the game in Harry Potter. Those are some short videos. We were able to outfit 2 rooms on campus with new furniture at the start of the school year and have plans to upgrade our science room with new tables and desks. Students and staff enjoy the improvement on our campus, which made the school feel more modern and welcome. The news was made official today that Somerset High School increased our graduation rate by 18.1%. With this, we are setting more students up for success in the future. This was a school-wide effort that we are very proud to announce to the school board. We have a couple of great events coming up. Tomorrow, students are going with Mr. Guzman and Mr. Peralta to the NHRA in Pomona. In addition to watching the race, they will learn a variety of jobs and all sorts of transportation industries. And you are all invited to Turkey Day on November 20th, right before Thanksgiving. We will be enjoying food, socializing with one another during the annual Somerset tradition, which was started by the school's first principal back in 1960s. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.
Thank you so much. And I see Jamie back there. I just want to say congratulations, their principal at Somerset. That's pretty awesome news. Really nice. All right, and last but not least, we have Josana Torres from our Los Flores School.
Okay. Good evening, Board President Amy Stewart, board members, Dr. Simon, cabinet members, teachers, and students. I'm glad to be here again and update you on what has been happening at Los Flores since the last board meeting. How do I do it? Okay. On November 3rd, we had our second Student of the Month ceremony, where all 13 students from TK to 12 received their certificates along with speeches from their teachers. We're proud of all students' work ethic and dedication to their studies. So the annual Fall Festival took place on October 31st, and it was a huge success. Students loved playing the games, doing crafts, and walking the Harvest Treat Trail, which is essentially trunk or treat, but with tables. ASB also decided to hold our second fall egg hunt after the success of the first one during the last fall festival, which students enjoyed as well. We also appreciate all parent volunteers who helped work the event and make it a success. So on November 5th, Los Flores had the chance to be visited by Elks Lodge and receive a speech from one of the Elks Lodge members. During the same visit, the third graders also got gifted the best dictionary for students, and they really enjoyed that gift. Okay. So this last Thursday, we held our first SBAC celebration to celebrate the school's success on the 2025 SBAC exams. Students across 3rd, 8th, and 11th grade were recognized for their exceptional test scores and growth with certificates. We are very proud of everyone's dedication of taking the time to show what they've learned and taking the test seriously. Okay. We're also proud to announce that we have been named a 2025 Educational Results Partnership Honorable School. This program recognizes high-performing and achievement gap-closing schools nationwide, and we also have made it to the second round of the Schools to Watch application process, meaning that we will be visited by the Schools to Watch committee on February 4th. Our students will be recognized for successfully meeting the required criteria. We appreciate this opportunity as the honor roll is a valuable resource for all schools to recognize high-achieving students and effective learning processes that support students' academic growth. And then some upcoming events are the college and trade school field trip for high school. We have the Turkey Trot, the Middle School Science Fair, Student of the Month, Spirit Day, and last but not least, the Winter Festival. Yeah. that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. As always, we know that you have time with family, homework, and things like that, so you can definitely take off at this point. Thank you. Amazing job, though. Thank you so much. I didn't see Tammy back there either. Congratulations on your school, too. That's pretty awesome. 100%. All right. Yes. All right, so moving along to our employee representative reports, we have BTA President John Young. He's here, right? I saw him. Okay. I see you behind everyone. Yes. We go ahead and push there you go.
Okay. Just wanted to tell them before they left, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but I coach flag football over at Mayfair, and I just wanted to throw it out there that this Saturday, they're going to have the first annual 605 All-Star game. And recognize the flag football girls. We have 2 from Bellflower. We have 2 from Mayfair. Nice. That will be in the game. It's at Pioneer High School. It's at 5 o'clock at Pioneer High School. So we'd love for you guys to come out and support our ladies. Again, we have 2 from Bellflower. We have 2 from Mayfair representing us.
Awesome. That's
I should have told them beforehand, but I just want to throw it out there, let you guys know.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Go Joe. All right. Welcome.
Am I on?
You are on.
Good evening, President Stewart, Board, Dr. Simon, and Cabinet. I'm going to just review some data that I got from site visits that we did over the month of October, over the course of 2 weeks. This is survey data. There's over 400 responses. We have approximately 530 teachers. And I've shared this information with Dr. Simon, and she's free to share that as well. And I just wanted to summarize that with you, kind of get a temperature of teachers and things that are on their mind. So many teachers responded. We had all groups from teachers who have taught 3 years or less, 4 years to 10 years, 11 to 20, and 21 plus years. They are all represented pretty much equally in the survey. One of the questions that was asked was, how important is a regionally based competitive salary to you? And not surprisingly, that was extremely important. And one of the reasons why we asked the question, and I like to revisit it, is it's one of those things that we have to keep in mind as we attract and retain new teachers. If that salary is competitive with those around us, and obviously health benefits and everything else that we can do in terms of facilities, curriculum, support for teachers to help not just attract them, but retain them over time. Speaking about healthcare, we asked teachers to tell us how they felt about our packages, and it was a 60-40 split. 60% felt less satisfied with it than more satisfied. And when you dig a little bit deeper into that, not surprisingly, one of their bigger concerns was the out-of-pocket costs that are coming, as we know that health insurance costs are improving, but also the amount that it's going to cost to cover a family was extremely important. And in this survey, there was a greater number of people who responded saying that they would like more opportunities for mental health services as well, and that was represented by 15% of the employees. When we asked teachers to share with us what plans they currently have, you know that approximately 50% of our teachers have Kaiser. And when asked, now that you've done open enrollment, if you're going to remain or change, 70%, approximately 75% said that they would remain with the health benefit plan that they have at this time. Moving on to kind of climate and culture things, we asked folks to tell us some of their top priorities. And those two came out to be class size and caseload reductions and safety and discipline policies at their schools. The other things that they could have chosen from were preparation time, support to the classroom, specifically in special education, and facilities. But safety and discipline and class sizes were the number one concerns. When asked, how are things going this year, 65% of our teachers said great or good. 30% said fair, so that's pretty good. Just about 5% on average said that they were either experiencing difficulties in their classrooms or at their school sites. But for the most part, it seemed positive. Those positive things were attributed to collaboration among grade levels and having the opportunity to do that, and support from administration and office staff as well. And we know that goes all the way to our district administrators as well, because you're obviously supporting the programs at the schools. When you take all those categories, the one that was the working the least well was parent and community engagement and morale. And I think that the morale was primarily talking about student engagement and morale. And then just lastly, the top concerns at schools. The number one was student behavior and discipline policies and pay and benefits. But that kind of repeats the first part of the report. And again, Dr. Simon has this, and she's free to share that with you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next, PTA. So we have PTA President Alexandra Cortez. Everyone join PTA.
Yes, please, join PTA. Okay, so good evening, President Stewart, board members, superintendent, BUSD staff, and community members. I'm very proud to share with you our community report for November 13th, 2025. So we're going to begin with Red Ribbon Week. On our first slide, you're going to see all of the schools we visited on a school bus. It was so much fun. We had Mrs. Stewart on the bus. We had Sean Diaz on the bus, and a few other members that are here. It was such a good time. We visited all the schools. The theme this year was Life is a Puzzle, Solve It Drug-Free. So they took that theme, and at every school that we showed up to, they presented it in different ways, all the way from kindergarten through seniors in high school. So it was a great time, and that was Red Ribbon Week across BUSD. Then our next slide, we were part of the BUSD Breast Cancer Awareness Walk, so thank you for having us there. It was an amazing time, not just because we were there and we got to experience it, but just the stories that we heard, because we were talking and walking alongside survivors and supporters alike. So it was a really good time. Even people that we didn't know, that we were involved with throughout the community, that had experienced this, we got to see them, and we're like, oh my God, thank you for sharing, and thank you for being here. So it was a great time. You'll see a couple board members behind me. They were here in this picture as well. They're from Craig Williams. That's the next slide on here. That's my first spotlight school. So I'll let them talk about their school. So this is, I have Elizabeth, the president of Craig Williams, and their historian, Maria.
This was totally random, but I will speak about so I'm the PTA president for Craig Williams right now, and some of our classes got a presentation for our Red Ribbon Week judges, and they did an awesome job. And this past Monday, they also shared their performances with the rest of our school during our morning announcements, and they did really good. We were so happy. Our little cheer squad had did their own, during their recess time, instead of playing, they were making sure that their little show for you guys was perfect. And then we also had Trunk or Treat. That was really fun. It was more than expected because there was a Dodgers game that day. I thought everyone would be watching that, but they all came. And then judging off the score, most of them didn't watch the game that we had that night. So they were mostly just visiting all the trunks. But a lot of kids had fun. They talked about it constantly around the school, that they had so much fun, and they thanked PTA and all the staff and teachers that were there with their trunks supporting us. And that is it. Thank you.
Thank you. And they didn't know they were going to do that right now, but I just was like, hey, you're here. You might as well talk about your school. Okay, the next one on here is Stephen Foster. They had a bubble run, amazing time. Everybody participated at the end. Whoever earned the most, as far as the students, they got to be the winner who pied the PTA. Always a good time. Then they had Trunk or Treat. They had everything from aliens to monsters to a cat lady. That's actually their Caring Connections person, which is super involved at their school. She's also a PTA member at Ramona Elementary. And then our next couple of months, we're just going to be focusing on a lot of new activities. So we're so excited. So continue to join. We are at 2,224 members. Yay. So, yep, let's keep that growing and enjoy your break. We're going to enjoy our break, and we will be back in December with some more amazing things. Thank you, guys.
Alexandra, when do we get the winners of Red Ribbon Week?
What was that?
When do we get the winners of Red Ribbon Week?
So our next meeting, which is December 2nd, you guys are invited to come. They're going to be having our Red Ribbon Recognition Night. So it's going to be in here as well, 6 p.m. You guys are all welcome. You'll probably be getting a little invite from our Red Ribbon chair soon. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you. All right, moving along to our superintendent's report. Dr. Simon?
Thank you, Board President Stewart, and good evening to you, Board President Stewart, our board members, cabinet, honored guests, and our Bellflower community. As our PTA president just mentioned, Alexandria Cortez, during the week of October 28th, our school celebrated Red Ribbon Week across BUSD. Thank you again to our PTA president, Alexandra Cortez, and for our PTA site presidents for leading with such energy and heart. Thank you so much. That same week, our board hosted the first ever State of the District, Known, Valued, Ready, from listening to liftoff. Thank you to everyone who joined in person and online. Your presence show what makes Bellflower Unified special, a community that shows up for our students. The evening was about listening, learning, and lunching forward together. We celebrated our progress, recognized the work ahead, and renewed our promise that every student will be known by name and need, valued for their strengths and dreams, and ready for the opportunities that lie ahead. A special thank you to our student speakers, Zulema, who was here just moments ago, and Juliana, who remind us why we do this work, and to the Bellflower Middle School Choir for inspiring us through song. On November 1st, we celebrated a major milestone, the groundbreaking for the new Mayfair Sports Field. The space will soon host moments of joy, teamwork, and excellence. You know, I got to throw that in, and excellence for our students and community. On November 4th, Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, Mrs. Bonnie Carter, and I attended the Cerritos College Partners in Education meeting, which highlighted our growing dual enrollment opportunities and many other opportunities ahead, not just for us, but other school districts in the area. On November 5th, I joined the City of Lakewood Award of Valor, honoring first responders and community heroes whose courage lifts us all. On November 7th, several of our leaders, Dr. Ryan Smith, Dr. Frank Olmos, Ms. Alma Ulloa, and Patricia Arroyo shared Bellflower's innovative work on AI and the SOAR program at the AXA Leadership Summit Conference in San Francisco. Thank you all for your service and for sharing the work of Bellflower Unified as well. I want to thank our CSA president, who is not here tonight, our CSEA members, cabinet, both middle school and high school principals, and our Black Knight security staff for a productive meeting this week that was focused on teamwork and also shared goals. And as we approach Thanksgiving, I wish everyone a season of rest, gratitude, and connection. And also to anyone experiencing just loss or hardship, please know that you are in our thoughts and prayers in any way that we can help and assist you. Just know that your family, the Bellflower Unified School District, is here to support you. To our students, we are proud of your efforts as you work hard toward excellence. And to our staff, thank you for all of your hard work. You are appreciated. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Simon. All right, we're on to committee updates. Are there any updates from our committees or departments? Clerk Richfield.
So two, one at our CalAPS meeting. We just had our CalAPS meeting last night. One thing I want to let known is thanks to our colleague on the board, Eric Lindstedt, we're working on a AI pathway, which the board has talked about a lot on CalAPS, but seems to be some momentum now, so that'll roll out, and I'll keep everyone updated on how that rolls out. And then also a safety committee. Do you want to speak on that one? Okay. So we had a great conversation, and we were talking about the Halo devices, and we got a great update on those, and I know that information should be coming to the full board, hopefully at the next couple meetings. But thank you for that presentation on that, and another great meeting.
Board Member Armstrong.
Thank you, President Stewart. I did attend a LOXTA meeting, and we had, I used to participate. I'm not in the state council anymore, but we invited a teacher from that attends the CTA State Council, and she shared some things. Her name is Dr. Melinda Hurley, and she's out of oh my goodness, I forgot what area. Ontario Montclair. Okay, that's her local chapter. And so she was just sharing with us the major concerns for teachers. She talked about the financial pressures on teachers and retention risk. She went into detail, but I'm not going to do that at this time. She also said another major concern was staffing, class size, and resources, because they know that there are resource shortages, which leads to overcrowded classrooms and lack of staffing. She also mentioned that the underfunding of public schools, the funding system instability, and this is all from, I guess she's gathering all of this from the teachers that meet together during state council up and down California. And she had said another major concern for teachers at this time is that are some of the working conditions, professional rights, and equity and equity. And she recognizes that there really is a teacher shortage and retention crisis. Sometimes when they do call out sick, sometimes they cannot have they do not have a sub, and they have to rely on sources from within the districts to cover classes. So if that's happening here, it's happening a lot of places. I also I got an update from CSBA, some of the legislative, where's legislative stuff. They talked about some of the bills that have been signed. Let me see if I can the one that our assembly member pushed, of course, has been signed into law. I don't know whether or not we need policy or anything to make that change happen. I think I talked to board president about that earlier today. So anyway, it was definitely signed into law. Other bills, let me see. I don't know how we feel about RE. Let's see. Okay, you guys. That's it. It's just a lot of stuff. But anyway, that's it for me, for LOXTA.
All right, I know athletics were meeting on December 8th. We also had a climate and culture. Alma, do you want to just give a brief scenario, very short? I know I put her on the spot. I didn't ask you to do this ahead of time. I'm sorry. So
it's okay. So we had our meeting yesterday. We went over laid a pretty good foundation for what we're going to be working on throughout the course of the year. Introduced cultural proficiency, laid out a framework of equity pathways, and we also talked about street data, which is what we're going to be looking at next year throughout the course of the year.
Thank you. Any other committee updates? All right, so moving on to public comments. Tonight we do have requests addressing open session agenda items. While meetings of the governing board are not public meetings, they are open to the public. Individual speakers will be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board will limit the total time for public input to each item to 21 minutes as per board bylaw 9322.2. We want the public to know that the board and superintendent will be listening carefully to each public comment. However, we will not be providing responses during the meeting. The superintendent or a designated representative will contact the parent, guardian, and or community member if the comment may call for follow-up. So first we have Anne Marie Sharp. Welcome. Thank you for being here.
Good evening, Board President Stewart, board members, Dr. Simon, members of cabinet, colleagues, and families. My name is Anne Marie Sharp, and this is the first time introducing myself publicly as an elementary physical education specialist. As many of you know, I have served this district for 24 years as adapted physical education specialist, and I've moved to the elementary position to start including kids at a younger age to carry on the unified movement that currently exists at Mayfair Middle and High School. I currently serve approximately 800 students between Albert Baxter and Stephen Foster. Each physical education team consists of a credentialed teacher and 2 paraprofessionals. Between the 5 teams throughout the district, we serve elementary students at all elementary schools with the exception of Las Flores. And that's just kind of some information for everybody. Through our LCAP, that's how we are funded. Now I'm going to kind of switch tunes and go to tonight. It's appropriate to celebrate the signing of the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding between Bellflower Unified School District and Special Olympics. That will solidify the work that many, many staff, teachers, administrators, both past and present, have been working on for over 7 years for that specific relationship between Special Olympics and our school district. I'm proud to say that I believe we beat some of the surrounding districts that try to steal some of our students in signing that, and that will be a movement forward for students of all abilities. On December 5th, we will celebrate the MOU. It will be memorialized. You're all invited to the Unified Basketball Tournament at Mayfair High School. I think you guys might be up at a conference in Sacramento, but if you're not, please come. You're all welcome to attend, and thank you again on behalf of our amazing students, families, and communities. In a time in the world where there's division, BUSD is bringing everyone together through this movement. Thank you for helping our dream become reality. Deeply appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, next we have Clarissa Ruiz. Is that my phone? That is my phone. I apologize. It was my ring camera. Thank you. Welcome.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Clarissa Ruiz. I'm a parent, and I just wanted to speak about some concerns that I'm having. Last week, Wednesday the 5th, I received a call from the assistant principal at Craig Williams Elementary, where my 9-year-old 4th grader attends. She called me around 10:30 a.m. and let me know that an incident happened before school started, which was about 8:15. She said that my son was involved in an incident where another 4th grade student was on the floor and a 5th grader was on top of him fighting him. And my son stepped in and pulled the 5th grader off of this other 4th grade student. There was no supervision on the playground, enough time for these kids to be fighting, enough time for my son to step in and stop the fight. Unfortunately, the fight didn't stop, and this 5th grade student got up and started fighting with my son. slapping him around and ended up pulling off his gold necklace. My son was extremely upset and crying, but I didn't get this call until about 10:30, so it was way after the fact that this had happened. The principal, or the assistant principal, let me know of the incident and explained, and I asked, what was going to be the disciplinary action that was going to be taken. And she said all kids involved were just going to have to sit out recess for the next 2 days, which I didn't think was the appropriate action because not all of the kids involved had the same involvement, or one started and, my son was actually trying to break up the incident. And in regards to his necklace, she made the comment of, her words were, he shouldn't have been wearing it anyways. I don't think that was appropriate for her to have even said in regards to the situation. My son was extremely sick to his stomach, and I received a call around 12:30 from the nurse, who told me that he was feeling really sick, and he seemed to have had a fever. He was totally fine when I dropped him off that morning. And when I picked him up, he just said that the whole incident had really taken a toll on him. And he didn't want to go to school Thursday, he didn't want to go to school Friday, and he didn't want to go to school today, but he went to school today. I have had other issues in the past where I've had to talk to the assistant principal in regards to bullying, and I don't believe that the school has the correct action plan set in place or even giving the disciplinary actions properly to the students, depending on kind of what they're doing. I don't believe that her calling me at 10:30 in the morning saying that the incident happened at 8 in the morning was either appropriate. I'm not sure of what their action plan is or how what the timeline is of them handling situations, but I don't think that 2 hours of something happening should have been appropriate. Thank you for hearing me tonight.
Thank you so much. I do see your number on here, so we'll have someone follow up with you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? All right, we are moving on to discussion items. 12.1, mission, vision, and core values presentation. Dr. Smith. Or is it Dr. Simon? Sorry.
No. Thank you, Board President Stewart. I'm just going to pass the baton to Dr. Smith, who will share a presentation with the board tonight on the feedback of the mission, vision, and core values survey.
Thank you very much, Dr. Simon. Good evening, Board President Stewart, board members, community, and staff. I am really excited to share the results of a survey that we conducted to gather some feedback on our mission, vision, and core values as a district. So as the board knows, our mission is meant to describe why we exist. Our vision is to describe what we want for the future. And our core values are to describe how we go about the work. These are key foundational tenets that are critical to have in place. They're meant to be both inspirational and aspirational, and it's of critical importance that these foundational statements are collectively believed in and held. In our survey to gather feedback, we had 416 total respondents. Most of them were parents and family members. We had a number of certificated teachers or staff, classified staff, administrators, and so on. We had a healthy balance of respondents from both our elementary schools and our secondary schools. And when I say from our schools, the school sites that they felt most affiliated with, we had them identify that. We also had representation from our alternative schools as well as district office. And we asked a key question: how familiar were you with our mission, vision, and values prior to taking this survey? And you can see that 49%, or nearly half, indicated that they were somewhat familiar with our mission, vision, and values, and 35.6%, or almost 36, were very familiar. So we took a closer look at our mission, why we exist. And our mission currently states, we build futures for our students by providing a pathway for all students to become responsible, informed, productive citizens who can compete in a diverse world. We asked, how well does our mission reflect what you want for our students? The majority said very well, over 60%. A third said somewhat well, and 4% said not well at all. We also asked, which of the following words or phrases do you feel are important for a new mission statement? And as you can see, the top responses, or the top most popular responses, were opportunity for every student, respect and inclusion, equity for all students, future-ready graduates, and lifelong learning. We also asked some open-ended questions to gather some additional responses. Specifically, we asked for additional suggestions. And there were several key themes that came out in the open-ended responses. And you'll see some of these themes appear when we share feedback that we received for our mission, as well as our values and some other questions that we asked. But in particular, wanted to highlight that some of the feedback that we got was around student voice and agency, the importance of highlighting empowering students to lead, innovate, and make choices about their learning, as well as a whole child focus, broadening the mission to include emotional well-being, character, and social emotional growth alongside academics. We also asked some additional questions around our vision, and please remember our vision is meant to describe what we want for the future. Our existing mission states that the Bellflower Unified School District produces graduates who are globally competitive learners through equitable access to high-quality academic, social, and applied learning. Students are ready to excel in college, careers, and life. We asked, does this vision inspire and challenge the district to aim high? About half of our respondents said, yes, it is bold and inspiring. About 40% said, it's somewhat, but it could be stronger. We then asked respondents, which of the following words or phrases do you feel are important for a future vision statement? College, career, and life preparedness continued to maintain high marks. Leadership and citizenship also was a standout. Student wellness and belonging, and academic excellence. We did ask open-ended questions regarding our vision, and again, you can see some familiar themes from the feedback we received on our mission. In this case, two to highlight are: one, belonging and inclusion, reinforcing that all students feel connected and valued. There were several comments that emphasized belonging as a foundational component to success. And also real-world readiness, expanding the vision beyond just college pathways to include trade skills, career readiness, and lifelong learning. We also asked specific questions around our core values, and our core values are meant to describe how we go about doing the work. We currently have 3 core values: equity, achievement, and community. We asked respondents, do these core values represent the most important values for our school district? Nearly 2/3 indicated yes, and almost a third indicated mostly, but some are missing. Less than 5% indicated no, they should be different. We asked a question: when you think of our schools at their best, what stands out most to you? And we had a number of themes that emerged. In particular, three themes that I'd like to highlight are: one, the dedicated and caring staff that we have in Bellflower. Teachers, administrators, and staff who are hardworking, inspiring, and student-focused stood out as hallmarks of excellence. High expectations and achievement. Respondents emphasized academic rigor, excellence, and accountability as markers of success. And leadership and vision. Comments noticed that schools thrive with strong, shared leadership and clear direction. We also asked respondents to think about possible values for Bellflower Unified School District and how much of a priority each would be for inclusion in an updated list or updated description of core values. What ranked the highest were coherence, innovation, excellence, trust, and joy. And you can see several others also ranked well as well. Among the open-ended feedback that we received around our core values, you can again see some themes that cut across all of our questions. In particular, belonging and student voice. Respondents emphasized the importance of ensuring every student feels heard, valued, and represented in the district's core values, as well as collaboration and communication. Many noted that teamwork, open communication, and partnership with parents are essential aspects of Bellflower's culture. We also asked a couple of additional questions to gain additional feedback. In particular, what is one word or phrase that describes what you want Bellflower Unified School District to be known for in the future? And again, you can see some consistent themes. Among the themes to highlight continue to be excellence and high expectations. Many respondents envision Bellflower as a district recognized for academic rigor, excellence, and quality education. Innovation and future readiness, frequent mentions of technology, creativity, and career pathways, including trade school opportunities. And I also think it's important to point out that a theme was safety and well-being. Several mentioned safe, secure campuses and mental wellness as part of what should distinguish the district. We also asked, is there anything else you'd like to share to help us shape our mission, vision, and values? Two themes that stood out, or three actually, are belonging and respect, a strong emphasis on valuing people, listening, fairness, and celebrating all cultures and identities. A student-centered focus was a major theme, calling to honor each student's unique identity, interests, and goals, emphasizing that students should feel known and supported. And innovation and continuous improvement. Mentions of using technology in particular to maximize learning outcomes and adding programs to support diverse learners as well as the arts. Would like to share some recommended next steps with the board as to how it might use this information moving forward. One of the key things when it comes to mission, vision, and values are those essentially are the key components of any strong, cohesive, comprehensive strategic plan. So among our recommendations would be moving forward to form a guiding coalition. In other words, a diverse team of stakeholders to come together to represent all of Bellflower Unified School District's community. That guiding coalition would spend time reviewing foundational documents, in other words, spending time studying the current mission, vision, and values, and using that feedback that we just went over through this survey. Developing recommendations, the group would then determine whether to affirm, refine, or suggest revisions around these foundational statements for the future and recommend updates to the board. Board engagement in this process is crucial. We would recommend inviting 2 board members to participate in this collaborative process and ultimately integrate all of that work into the strategic planning process. The board, a couple of months ago, I believe, in particular, approved a partnership with the Learner-Centered Collaborative to formally kick off the strategic planning process, and we are very excited to get that going. We think the framework for the future that comes out from that process is going to be something that's going to guide our district as a North Star long into the future. And so integrating this work into that strategic planning process, we see as a strong recommendation to the board, and we think that that's a perfect part to really integrate into the first phase of that project. And with that, I'll turn it back to the board for discussion.
Thank you so much. Do we have any questions or comments? Board Member Cintron.
Thank you so much for the presentation. This was extremely helpful. If the board does decide to move forward, forgive me, I have a splitting headache. Does decide to move forward, I would like to ask that a lot of when it's talking about recruitment of community members and parents and things, I think if we could try to recruit parents that might not be so involved right now, but are very much want to be involved with this piece, not just the parents that are already really involved, which I appreciate them, I'm not knocking them at all. But I think just integrating those other voices in our community that don't necessarily feel like they have time to be participating every day, but it wants to be involved in something like this.
Thank you for that feedback, and that was absolutely something that we will fold into our process for identifying that guiding coalition.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, moving along to, thank you. Okay, moving along to major action 13.1. Approval of the MOU between Bellflower Unified School District and the California School Employees Association. Is there any background or anything, Dr. Simon, that we need to know on this?
Dr. Smith, did you want to explain anything specifically about the memorandum?
Absolutely, sure. Just generally speaking, this is an MOU between our labor partners with CSEA that does a couple of things. One addresses our district contributions and employee contributions to CSEA's healthcare plan for the 2026 school year. It also provides some additional new language and revised language around a few different topics, but specifically and mainly early retiree benefits. This was a long collaborative negotiations process with CSEA, and we're proud that we came to an understanding, and it brought the MOU to you this evening.
All right, so do we have any other questions or comments? I'm just really excited that that is happening. Okay, so then can we get a motion to approve item 13.1?
So moved.
I second. I just wanted to, I kind of got caught, but I thank you because it was really clear and, it was just to the point clear. I understood it very well. So, yeah, I give a second for this.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Armstrong?
Aye.
Ms. Cintron?
Aye.
Mr. Critchfield?
Aye.
Ms. Stewart?
Aye. All right, moving along to the consent agenda. Do we have any items to withhold from the consent agenda this evening? Board Member Armstrong?
No. All my questions were answered, so thank you.
I would like to pull item 14.16. Purchase orders. Are there any others? Board Member Cintron?
14.3.
14.3 calendar?
Yeah.
Okay. Any others? All right. Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda and withhold items 14.16 and 14.3?
You have that motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Armstrong?
Aye.
Ms. Cintron?
Aye.
Mr. Critchfield?
Aye.
Ms. Stewart?
Aye. All right. So moving to 14.3, the calendar. Board Member Cintron.
I had a question. When drafting, I don't know who to direct this question to, so forgive me. When we're looking at the board meeting dates for 2026, I see there's only one special meeting on the calendar. Is that dictating to when we need, like if we have additional special meetings? Or how does this work?
It can be dictated for the board and special meetings. That one was specifically called to discuss special items around budget and also around instruction, to take deeper dives as board members have asked for more understanding around such topics.
Okay. That was my only question. Thank you.
Any other questions? All right. Can I get a motion to approve item 14.3?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Armstrong?
Aye.
Ms. Cintron?
Aye.
Mr. Critchfield?
Aye.
Ms. Stewart?
Aye. All right, moving along to 14.16, purchase orders. The purchase order that I have a question on is on the actual purchase orders, it's page 31, but if you're online, it's page 33. And I have a question regarding, it's P2601465, Community Family Guidance Center. I really enjoy them. I went and I looked at their facilities, and I think it's awesome, but I have a lot of questions. $512,000, so I did ask the question how many students we service, and we've only serviced 45 students. So my question is that like a total that we're paying, or is that a total that is, sometimes we have like accounts that are built that we can spend that much, or sometimes that's what we're paying for the contract. So my first question is that how much we're paying for that contract?
That is the total contract amount, yes.
So I guess my next question is, if you break that down, 45 students, that's about a little over 11,000 for each student. What types of, so then my next question is it broken down evenly per student? Do some students get more in that contract, that, amount? Or just explain to me how this works, please.
So it depends on the needs of the students. They get referred through by the school, and I think we're actually up a little bit more. I think we're in the 70s now at this point in the school year of students they've served. But it really just depends on the student. Sometimes it's a short-term individual type of counseling. Sometimes it might be a little bit more long-term. It really just depends.
So that could be one student can go for maybe one time and another student could go for 20 times, just throwing an example out there.
Yeah, typically it's more than one. By the time they get referred to that level, they need more intensive support, more than our teams at the site can provide. So typically it's more of a long term, but it varies. The term of service really varies by the student's needs.
I guess my concern is, and again, I like the program, I visited the facilities, they do different things, but I'm thinking of all like a counselor we could put on campus, a mental health person that we can put on campus with our students for the amount of that we're paying. I don't know. Colleagues, I don't know if anybody else saw that, but it bothered me, I'm going to be honest. And again, it's not personal, it's just, when I see 512,000 and I ask the question, how many students is we service, and it's 45, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, and again, we do have other agencies that we partner with for different tiers of support. Typically, this goes to the more intensive needs that we have.
And I guess even a clarifying question, let me ask this to Alma. Is that how much we've spent so far, or is that just how much the contract is, and we only go up to that much?
That is the total amount for the contract. That's not how much we've spent so far.
So with that, I understand what you're saying, and the services are so very needed. Is there any way that we can see how much they have billed us so far? Would that help? Would that help you, President?
I guess I'm confused because I don't see it that way. You just said it's not billing. That's how much we paid for the contract. So that's the contract, but we don't use all of that?
That is the up to amount for the contract.
Okay, so that was my question.
Correct.
So then, I'm sorry because I didn't ask this ahead of time. I didn't realize this, but I'm wondering how much we paid for that contract last time and how much we are at right now.
I can get you that information.
Can I ask, again, I'm very supportive of the community family guidance, and I think any service that's helping the mental health of our students, I'm by no means going to knock it. I support it. But for clarification, the contract it goes down to like 94 cents. It's a very specific amount. Are you sure that's an up to amount? It doesn't look like it.
I can double check, but that was my understanding, but I'll double check.
It would just be weird to make a contract that's up to $512,764.94.
Yeah, it's because it pays for staff, so I think that's why they were very specific with the amount. We pay for a certain number of therapy staff.
Okay.
I don't know if someone could guide me on, but I personally would like to approve these and table that to get more information, because for me, again, I just feel like maybe there's something else that we could get for $512,000 that might help our student needs. I don't know if there is. Maybe there isn't, but I have a real hard time voting on this purchase order tonight. I'm going to be honest.
Would there be any impact to student services. That I'm fine going forward with this, but is there any impact if it's tabled?
They are currently providing services at our schools.
Okay, but would there be any direct impact to providing those services over the next 3 weeks?
My fear would be lapse in services. That would be my biggest fear if we don't approve that there would be a lapse in services to students.
When was this contract created? Like, it didn't just happen today.
No. I can get you a date. I don't have it off the top of my head.
So for clarification, this is not the contract. It's a purchase order based on the contract. So if the board would like, I can go back and review the contract itself. But this is just a specific purchase order for services for a specific period of time. Again, I'm not sure what the interruption would be to services, but this is not the general overall contract.
With that size of a purchase order, when was the contract brought before the board?
That's what I'm trying to find.
Yeah, I don't have it off top, but we can give you that date.
I don't want to interfere with services, but I would say it'd be worth having a conversation and bringing the contract up and having that conversation. If we've already signed the contract we've already passed the contract for that amount, I wouldn't want to jeopardize services, but I think President Stewart makes great points.
And I still say if you can give us so that we can see what they've billed, how many, she already knows how many students that they've served, but you've also said that they've served more since then. But if you could just show us some type of log of how they're billing, how, that might help. But again, the 500,000 plus is a blanket amount that we're going to pay up to, that we have not paid that much as of yet. Am I correct?
Right, and I can get you the amounts.
Okay.
So can I make a comment just looking at the contract? Thank you, Dr. Smith, for finding that. So there was a multi-year contract signed May 9th of 2024.
So how many years was that contract?
5 years length of agreement.
So pretty much then we would have to break the contract or we have to pay this amount.
The actual contract amount is larger and it's split up by the length of the years of the contract.
Explain that more, please.
So it's a multi-year contract. I don't have the exact amount, but the total amount of the contract that was done last year is split up into the cost per year. So if it's a 5-year contract, multiply that by 5 years.
So is this $512,000 for the entire year?
Yes.
1 year.
1 year.
A 5-year contract.
So we're saying this is about a $2.5 million contract.
Over the course of 5 years.
True, but if we take let's go 50 times 5, 250 students for $2.5 million?
Again, that is the most intensive needs that we have, the students that get referred to that support.
I totally get it, but all I'm saying is I'm not the expert, you guys are, but as a normal person just sitting up here, I have a problem with that. Like, I understand student needs, please don't, think that I'm not saying that, but it just sounds like those are very expensive. Those are, more intense than some of our other needs that we see, or not needs, but other things that we see with our SPED departments and things like that.
So maybe we should explain actually what type of supports the center provides. I think that would ground and give the board a better understanding to why many of these contracts are built based on we not having the staff to support higher level needs. So maybe Alma, just break down what types of services they provide to which types of students.
So they provide intensive services to students. I don't have, basically we pay for staff. So we have staff assigned to different school sites. So at Ramona, for example, they might serve a certain number of students based, again, on referrals and based on need. But they deal with a lot of the more intense social, emotional, and mental health issues that our students have. And so we pay for the staff that we have assigned to different school sites.
Then how do we come up with a log that says about 45 students? Because they refer them to go to that facility?
Correct. There is a log of referrals, and I do get updated service logs.
Madam President, if the board would like, we can always request that CFGC come before the board and provide a presentation as to the services that they render, the amount of students that they see, just to kind of give you
We've
some...
had that. Honestly, when I got on this board, I visited the facility. The facility is amazing. I like the people. I like the facility. But again, for me, representing my community, $512,000 for 45 students, I have a problem with that. So that's where I understand the services, but can we get services, the same types of, I guess my questions that I would like to see is, can we get the same types of services elsewhere? Can we get them from our own staff? Can we get them cheaper? Can we, I mean, I guess if we're locked into this contract, but...
And I do just want to clarify that number grows throughout the course of the year. So they'll get referrals and they'll provide services as students are referred, and that number does grow throughout the course of the year.
Can you tell me the number for last year then, please?
I don't have it off the top of my head, but I can tell you right now we're about 72.
This year?
Yeah, students that they've worked with, yeah. I believe so, but they're, you know, and again, the referral process, they go through a series of intake and all of these different things with parents.
Do all students qualify? There's no, you don't have to qualify for it, right?
Right.
Income-based, it's for all students?
Correct.
Okay. I mean, I hear what President Stewart saying, and I agree. I think, you know, there's a lot of sticker shock there. But I do know for when we're talking IEPs and we're talking services, you know, they are, you know, even on this PO list, there's some bigger numbers on there too. I think the main thing is when we have this service, making sure that our students are accessing it and utilizing it. If that number of students utilizing this service was higher, I think that would actually ease a lot of the concern as far as being fiscally responsible and making sure we're being good stewards of the money. So it's not about the service that's provided. It's very important. And honestly, if it you know, helps one student make a huge decision that's going to affect everybody in their lives, like you know, the money is money, but we need to get students to access these. So 45 students isn't enough in a district our size. So whatever we need to do to get these services in front of kids, because we heard it in just the last presentation, the sense of belonging to students' mental health well-being, that's a big thing that we want to emphasize. And in the last presentation, all of that stuff sounds great, but what are we really doing to put truth in those words? And for me, it's just making it to where it makes sense, where enough of our students are utilizing it. I'm fine approving the POs, but I think it does warrant a conversation.
Agreed, and I think that when we get a purchase order for this amount, I mean, our purchase orders are $45 million. I don't know if we're doing them quarterly, because we used to get them more often. It seems like now they're very long. I mean, there's a lot of purchase orders in this. But if there's something that's, how do I say this, respectfully, if there's something that's $512,000 and you guys know that there's only 40 students, then I feel like you should bring that to us, because yes, the contract, we did do that, and maybe we shouldn't have contracts for 5 years either, because that's quite a long time to find out that we're only servicing this amount of students. I don't know. I don't feel right voting yes for that. I'm sorry. And obviously I have to take accountability because I voted on this contract last year, but I guess I should have gotten more data at the time, because if I had known that this is how many students we're serving per year, I wouldn't have voted for this. So, question for Andrew. I would like to approve all the orders except for that one. Do I vote no on all the orders then, myself personally?
So you would, the difficulty is you'd have to make a motion that excludes that specific order.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone would take a vote on that particular motion. If there aren't a majority of votes to approve that, then it would fail and it would go back to an original motion of passing the entire thing. So whatever the motion is, that's what the vote's for.
Okay. And then my next question is, maybe on our Friday memo, can I get some type of just information on breaking contracts? If we broke the contract, what would that look like? Can we not break the contract? Is ironclad just some information, not just on this contract, but just in future contracts, what that looks like? Because I've learned a lesson tonight that I need to really look at these contracts a little bit more deeply. So just if we could get that information.
Yeah, and to kind of provide the board with some background, roughly about sometime last year in the fall, I went ahead and redid the district's templated contract, which is when we made the switch to actually using that standard contract for all services that require it to be in place. This was done prior on the contract matrix that the district had been using. So all new contracts that come before the district that are based on that template contract do have a provision in there that allow the district to basically nullify any contract at any time. It's a provision that I felt was important to have in there in case, situations like this where the district or the board reflects on a contract and decides does not want to continue with that service. So what I can do is I can pull the contract, look at the terms, see what they are, and provide the board with some options as we move forward.
That would be amazing too, even the terms of the services, because if we have staff at every site, are they allowed to pull students? Are they allowed to do different, wellness checks or different things? Can we use them in another way that is, to me, more fiscally responsible?
Yes, and that would be under the scope of work, and you can always amend the scope of work. So even mid-contract, we can make a request to CFGC to expand the scope of work to add additional services, and that could certainly be done at, we would ask for no additional cost to it, and so it would just be a conversation with CFGC.
Okay, thank you.
So, for example, if we wanted them to spearhead something for no bullying and kind of like really, work with the bullying, because we had a parent here tonight talking about bullying. So you could probably say, hey, what more can you do with our students?
Yeah, so
Okay.
any additional services or scope within that contract that you would like to see, I can certainly review it, provide feedback, and then in turn get feedback, reach out to CFGC, and see if we can work on adding those as an addendum to the contract.
Clerk Critchfield?
Yeah, can I ask how many? So we have a PO for SpeechComm for almost $2 million. How many of our students are using that?
A lot. Every speech pathologist has anywhere between 50 and 70 students on their caseload. And so for SpeechComm, I have, they provide 5 SLPs and 4 SLPAs. So that is, with just that, those 5 SLPs, that's I don't know, I can't do my math, but maybe 3,500 students at least with those providers.
But it's staffing based?
It's staffing based. We pay per personnel.
So similar to the CFGC?
Correct.
So how many staff do we get with CFGC?
I'd have to get you the list. I don't remember the number. I just remember kind of schools where we have them, but I don't remember the exact number at each school site.
Wait, you didn't
but I can get that to you.
You didn't help me make the point I was trying to make, which is we do have a lot of services for our kids with IEPs, and that cost is very great, but we're meeting those needs, and so we do it because it's right. But we don't really offer that many services for our general ed students that need extra support. I mean, there are things, but CFGC, and there's only a handful that we do pay for them to access when it comes to their mental health, right? I feel like if it's servicing, whether it's 45 or 70 or hopefully more, as we kind of put a little spotlight on this, I think it's a good investment, but I do think we need to look at, we knew how many staff for SpeechComm, but we should know how many staff we're actually getting if it's down to the penny like that. Because if it's caseload, maybe we don't need that many staff if Maybe it's 8 staff, and really we only need 3. We need to be able to scale. If we lock into a contract for that long, which we shouldn't do, there's a scalability problem, and that's inefficient. Yeah.
And I can get you that breakdown in the Friday memo.
Any other questions? All right, can I get a motion to approve item 14.16?
You can have that motion.
Can I get a second?
Sorry, second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Armstrong?
Aye.
Ms. Cintron?
Aye.
Mr. Critchfield?
Aye.
Ms. Stewart?
No, and it's just because of that one contract. Thank you. All right, moving along to board communications. Let's start with Board Member Cintron.
Thank you. I'll try to make this short and sweet. So I participated in the first annual BUSD Cancer Walk. Great event. Enjoyed walking in honor of the survivors and in loving memory of others. Having a place locally to come together by anyone and everyone that has been touched by cancer. Me personally, several members of my family have been touched with cancer, so it felt incredibly family-oriented and incredibly helpful to heal for those that were able to tell their stories, their success stories especially. So thank you for that, and I look forward to many more years of that. Also attended the State of Education. Incredible time. Listened to the student speakers, which I love student speakers at big events like this. Our superintendent, of course, just great presentation. The data was amazing. To be able to communicate data in a way that our parents and our community members and our partners can really get a hold of and think of as baseline. And I can't wait to see those percentages just go more and more. So it was great seeing all the families and collaborating with the partners and understanding and actually having time to speak with our partners there was an incredible experience for me, and them just so happy to share how amazing our cabinet has been and working with them and collaborating with our school district, and just having that energy was really, really nice. And just as a note, this was the first one, but not the last one. And I remember our superintendent saying that. I also attended the Mayfair Fields groundbreaking. Long time coming, as we all know, but it felt incredible. I've said it before. My daughter is an alumni of Mayfair, and she was there when the STEAM building was being built, and she got to use it her senior year. And I cannot wait to see our students on the new fields coming. And the great timeline, it's going to come faster than we even thought. So it took a very long time to get here, but I can't wait to go to the grand opening celebration of that. So personal comments is, well, I'll just keep it to just 2. I want to wish everybody a great Thanksgiving break, and it's almost here, so hang on. BTA, hang on, and I'm very jealous. I do not get a week off. I get 2 days. So please enjoy and rest and love on your family members, your chosen family and friends. And I look also in soon after that, 3 weeks, I think, I'll be attending the CSBA Annual Education Conference. So I look forward to that. I got to attend last year, and it was incredibly eye-opening, and I can't wait to participate again and bring a lot of my knowledge back to this seat that I hold here. So thank you so much, and everybody have a great evening.
Thank you, Board Member Cintron. Board Member Armstrong.
Thank you, President Stewart. I also attended our first ever cancer walk. It was really nice seeing families. I see the teachers. My kids. I have 5 kids go through the Bellflower Unified School District programs, so I got a chance to see a lot of the teachers, and we just had a lot of fun. I didn't want to wear no shoes that day, so I wore sandals, and I still walked about 5 laps. So I felt good about myself. And again, it was a very emotional event, but we had fun, and I, like the vendors that was out there, you get a lot of goodies. And if you signed up on the social media, you got the little Bellflower cup. It was just a lot of fun. So I can't wait till the next time, so we can make this a regular thing here. I attended the State of Education, again, the student speakers, and our very own Dr. Simon, presenting, growth. We had growth in every area, and so I was like, wow, okay, I'm loving this. And so it's really important to have that basic data, like that baseline, so that we can know where to work. So even if it was a small win, she talked about small wins, and we'll take it, and we'll get bigger wins hopefully. But we're going to celebrate every win, whether it's great or small. So thank you for that. And that's it. I didn't get a chance to go to the groundbreaking, and it's probably good because I have a habit of getting crazy around equipment. I probably would have done something that, could have put the district in, liability. Yeah, I'm telling you. I used to work at the shipyard, you guys. They took me off the yard, put me in the office. So, yeah, stories, I'm telling you. But anyway, I missed it, but I am really excited for what's to come. Thank you. And again, Thanksgiving is coming. Don't eat too much, but eat a lot. Enjoy the food, enjoy the family, stay healthy, and stay safe out there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Armstrong. Clerk Critchfield.
Thank you, Madam President. October 25th, really enjoyed the Breast Cancer Awareness Walk. Thank you, Dr. Smith, and your team for putting that on. I think it was really awesome. You could feel it in the air, and I think it was a great example of what living out some of those words that we talked about earlier mean, of building community and a place of belonging. One thing I do hope is done in the future, in addition to that, is I think putting a spotlight on pediatric cancer is very important. I know a couple students, and I'm sure there's more, even at Mayfair High, our own students are dealing with cancer and cancer treatment. And I think that, providing a space like you were able to create on October 25th for them, I think that could be a really powerful thing for them. But great job all around. State of Education is great. Dr. Simon, you did a great job. The baseline is there. I'll be honest. I mean, you did. We have work to do, and you did a great job presenting it. But it really did put a spotlight on what we need to do and how we're going to get there. So thank you for that. And then the groundbreaking was great. I actually did get on one of the tractors, but I didn't do anything messed up except for cuss on the microphone, which I apologize to my colleagues for. Got a little loose. My dad was in the audience, and yeah, I guess I was talking to him. But great. I mean, I'm really excited about the Mayfair field renovation. I think everybody is. Thank you for setting the update about the trees along Cane Hill there. I think the more communication like that we're able to give the community going forward, I think is just really important. Other than that, happy Thanksgiving. One thing I'm thankful for is the privilege to get to sit up here and advocate for our students and work with you three up here. I'm thankful for you. And I'm thankful for you, Dr. Simon, and our entire staff. Thank you for all the work that you do. I mean that. And thank you to our teachers and our CSEA, our classified workers. I know every one of us does put in work, but we do it because we're grateful for the opportunity to be able to do it. So, happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Kirk Critchfield. Oh, I was almost through the meeting not messing up your name. Okay, good evening. I hope you guys had an awesome Veterans Day. On October 25th, I attended the Cancer Walk for a Cure, very special event. I walked in honor of my mother, Priscilla Jan Stewart, a Bellflower High School alum and past employee of BUSD. I look forward to this event every year, and again, thank you, Dr. Knox, Dr. Smith, thank you again for all your hard work. On October 28th, our governance team hosted our first State of Education. I really liked the data that was presented. Thank you, Dr. Simon, for all of your work. It is appreciated. I look forward to more discussions regarding academic achievement, dashboard data, future adjustments, and things that we believe are in place now that are helping our children. I think that even if some of the data is ambiguous or hard to pinpoint, we can still have an idea of what is helping, what our needs are, and try to identify what will improve our test scores even more. So I look forward to more conversation on that in the future. Dr. Simon, I'm wondering on a board memo if I could get maybe just a list of the top strategies, programs, focuses that we believe are helping our academic achievement. We did make some pretty good growth. I just would like to attest that to something. So just for like reading, ELA, and math, I would love to see what our strategies are that we think are working that helped our test scores, and maybe where we still think we need improvements. All right, on October 29th, I attended a UCP training in Redondo Beach. UCP is the Universal Complaint Procedures. I learned a lot. I was the only board member there. I was with a bunch of superintendents and HR, and it was pretty awesome, though. It was really rewarding to me. I didn't understand. I know Dr. Smith had said, why did you go to that? Because I just really didn't understand it, and I'm a person that just wants to research and learn more. So I gave a packet to all of my colleagues, but it was a really good training. I want to just break down for my colleagues a brief overview. There are 6 types of complaints. So there's the universal complaint procedures that basically are used for most everything except for a few things. Those cover discrimination, harassment, bullying, intimidation, retaliation, graduation requirements, and student fees. There's Title IX, which is strictly sexual harassment or sexual discrimination by an employee or a student. There's non-discrimination in employment. There's complaints concerning district employees that are non-discrimination. There's complaints including instructional materials and Williams Act. So it just reminded me that these complaints aren't always a bad thing. They talked about them. They're concerns. We want to work together to fix them before they become a problem. So these are very proactive, and they shouldn't be looked at as a bad thing. There are a few policies that were signed in October that may affect our board policies, so I want to make sure that we take a look at those and we work with CSBA to update ours. Also, Andrew and maybe Dr. Simon, I believe Governor Newsom signed a bill regarding board members completing training in their first year. There was something regarding training, so I'm wondering if we can get clarification on our future memo for that so that we can all stay compliant, if we can get that on another memo as well. On October 29th, I also attended the Ernie Pyle meeting with parents and staff to collaborate on the qualities they would like to see in their next principal. That was awesome. Thank you again, Dr. Knox, Dr. Simon, Dr. Smith. I'm thankful for our superintendent and staff for being proactive with this. Ernie Pyle is a love of mine, and I really want to see the right person go there and be a strong leader for our community. So I'm appreciative that you guys held that meeting and you really are listening to our community. That's really a nice thing to see. October 30th, I went to the Red Ribbon Week. I was one of the judges on the bus. It was so much fun. This might be in one of my top events ever because it was so much fun. So I encourage all board members next year to try to go. You really get to interact with so many students and staff members. You get to see the creativity of our sites and the energy. My top 3, I know we're going to be in CSBA when they have that meeting, and I really want to know who won. But my top 3 would be Foster, Woodruff, and Mayfair. But they were all... I have some fans there. But they were all so different. They all had beautiful posters. There was lots of singing. You saw at Craig Williams, the cheer team, they performed. There was just a lot of routines, hugs. It was just a great day. So thank you again to all of our sites that participated and for PTA again for everything you do. November 1st, I went to the groundbreaking ceremony. Really cool day with family and friends. I also got my dad out there, which is really hard to do. He's a construction person, so that's how I got him out there. But we walked the site. We're very excited for our student athletes. We're very excited for our PE students, our band, everyone at Mayfair that's going to be able to utilize that. And that complex is going to be so beautiful. So we're so excited for our community. November 6th, Dr. Simon and I met with Assemblymember Salache, Jose Salache. We discussed current legislation, and just really, it was kind of a meeting to just talk about things that we can do to partner in the future with community events, grants, or just any collaboration we can do between the two of us. So that was really a nice thing. I also attended the Bellflower High School football game. It was our first CIF playoff game, and we won 14-7. Again, our next game is tomorrow at Bellflower High School at 7 p.m. Just so proud of Coach Miller and his staff. Last year we were 0-10, and right now we're 8-3 going into the second round of CIF. So what a big improvement. And also, another congrats. I always talk about Austin Miller, but I just can't help it. He was Offensive Player of the Year this year. He had 1,279 all-purpose yards and 19 touchdowns in 10 games as a freshman. So you can understand he just went to Alabama. He's going on a lot of recruiting trips already, and with those numbers, you can understand why. And then yesterday, I attended the Cal Apps meeting. Being a teacher, I love collaborating on the programs that get our students really excited to be in classes that are life skills that they can use forever. We're adding new pathways soon. Clark Critchfield talked about the AI pathway that we're talking about, which is so exciting. And I really love our partnership with Paramount, Linwood, and ABC. And the programs are just getting better and better each year. So I just want to thank, again, CEO Arlene Whitney and her staff. And then one random thing that I just thought of, I was telling Clerk Critchfield, is when we have recognitions up here, I'm wondering, like, the students talk or we talk and you can't hear it on our, YouTubes. I'm wondering if it's possible to get a mic during those situations so when the students talk, or I know he had good ideas of something or tech, so that we can actually hear the people when they're talking in front of the dais, because I would love to hear what our students have to say, especially when they're thanking their family members, their parents. So I'm just wondering if we can look at maybe having a mic. And that was it. Thank you. Are there any questions on informational items? All right. If there's no objection, this meeting is adjourned at 8:05 p.m. until the regular board meeting to be held on December 11th, 2025. Thank you.